next session, which is the session is titled Future-Proof Your Hybrid Cloud Infrastructure. This session is jointly presented by Hitachi Vantara and Wizertech. I would request Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, CTO and Head Pre-Sales Hitachi Vantara, Mr. Kapil Singhal, Enterprise Sales North and East Hitachi Vantara, and Mr. Prateek Banerjee, Chief Transformation Officer, Wizertech Informatics Private Limited, to please take the stage.
Hello. Yeah, very good afternoon to all of you. So we are talking about sustainable future, distant future, near future, but what is much more a challenge for us up here on stage is immediate future. To sustain through a sustainability session, post-lunch, sumptuous lunch on a gloomy day. I think that's the biggest sustainability challenge right now for all of us. And as I was sitting through this session throughout since morning, and we keep reading about sustainability, I have, let me be a devil's advocate for a while. Certain things run through my mind. Are you all really committed to sustainability the way we are showing up, the way we are saying, sharing? Or there are some globally who are using this as a camouflage to really revamp and refresh markets. Now, why this comes up to my mind is something very common, all of us, or something we interest most of us, electric cars, vehicles. In my community, I have some friends who look at my car's number plate, and since it's not a green number plate, they consider me to be environmentally responsible. The question that I have is, well, we are clearing up the environment now, but what are we leaving for our next generation? Much more serious toxic wastes of batteries, which we don't know how to dispose of. So borrowing from the statement in the morning that we are borrowing the earth from our children, are we really borrowing or leaving a whole lot of waste for them to manage? And I say this coming from IT industry because from an IT industry perspective, you would be surprised that we are mature, we consider ourselves mature. Only 23% of the e-waste is actually disposed of. Okay. So after our industry has matured, only 23% e-waste is taken care of, and we are talking about toxic waste like lithium-ion batteries, which we don't know how to dispose of. And why I tell this is also another very ironic story. Today, every state in the country, every place in the country says ban on plastic bags. Do you know why plastic bags were introduced? It is very ironic, sustainability. When plastic bags came, it was only on the single plank of sustainability because paper bags were used and trees were being felled. So you should use plastic bags because you can reuse them. 2-3 decades down the line, we are saying that that's the biggest toxic thing in the environment. It's very ironic. So what is sustainable apparently may become a bigger monster in future, and that's what I think responsible sustainability practices should consider. So amongst those organizations which I consider to be very committed to, I feel, looking at their manifestos, looking at their websites, but at least committed to true sustainability, I think one of the organizations is with whom we are sitting today is Hitachi. And let me ask Kapil about how Hitachi actually perceives sustainability in its global context.
Well, thanks Prateek, first of all, and thanks for Bengal Chamber of Commerce of India to give us the opportunity here. Well, you rightly said and rightly pointed out the examples of be it electric cars or the polybags, and Hitachi definitely truly believes and wants to go one step ahead in terms of really delivering it the sustainability value and the green value down the line all the way up to the market and to the field, and to help achieve this initiative. We not only do it from an environmental standpoint, but we do it also on the social standpoint and governance standpoint. So the ESG, which is environmental, social and governance, these are the three initiatives on which the sustainability for Hitachi has been already established. Also, our CEO recently, it's in the news and it's very well published that for scope 1 and scope 2, our target is to become carbon neutral up to 2030. So which is a great and very aggressive promise which we have made to this earth, I should say. to become carbon neutral. Also, if you see as Hitachi Vantara, Pratikda, we are mostly manufactured in Japan, which itself is a country which is been considered as almost about 38% less, from a, 38% more efficient from a carbon neutral standpoint. So all those initiatives are already there with us, which actually says that we are working on the ground to become carbon neutral and become environmentally sustainable.
Thanks. And taking a cue from what Kapil said, Sanjay, let me come back to you. And we have been associated for long in the past as well. So how do you really translate these visions into customer places to create more sustainable data center IT?
Thanks, Pratik, for the question. When we double click on this, what are the top CIO level initiatives or a CTO level initiatives that have to be taken in the enterprise? Broadly, 4 areas are there. One, and the most important one, is the data center facility that needs to be focused on. Number 2, IT infrastructure. And number 3 is data. And number 4 is the way you manage, the way you govern the data, predominantly data management and data governance. If you have a serious focus on sustainability to achieve sustainability goals, these 4 areas have to be focused on. For the first one, which is data center facility, we partner with you, Pratik, and your team has been doing a phenomenal job. Maybe you can share some of the initiatives that you have.
Well, I think I'll again borrow a comment from the inaugural session of Mr. Kapil. He was talking about Chief Sustainability Officer. Those who were in the industry, IT industry last 30 years, about 30 years back, you remember we used to say IT should become mainstream in organization. It should not be a support function lying outside the management doors. It took us 2-3 decades for IT to get there. Can we afford sustainability to wait for 3 decades to get there? I think we can't afford that because it's a global risk, not just an organization risk. So we hope that sustainability soon comes to the core of the organization. And why I say this, we do security audits because our data, our business is at threat. We do network audits. But how many from IT or management leadership perspective think of energy audits? Is it as mandatory? Put your arm on your heart and say it's as critical for me as security audits are. No, it's not. It's still an ornamental activity to do. In case your organization does ESG audit, you will do a sustainability audit. We ask solution providers, what's the TPC of your server? What's the IOPS of your storage? But do we ask anyone, what is the PUE of your data center? Power usage effectiveness. I know customers who negotiate for fuel $1,000 drop, but they use their systems at 2-3% utilization. Think of the amount they are losing and the irresponsibility that's actually occurring from an environmental perspective. So when we go to customers, we've actually explored this PUE factor, which is a very important factor as to how much energy is coming into the data center and how much your devices are consuming. That's the ratio. Ideal ratio is 1. Go back and if you can do a PUE, I'm sure you will be actually aghast to see it is more than 2 in your organization. So you're wasting double the energy than what you should actually. Similarly, old technologies like hot aisle, coal aisle, etc. are anywhere there to really align your data center servers, computing. We explore with customers if there is an alternative feeder of from a renewable energy source. Because maybe many customers can't depend fully on renewable energy for the run data center, but at least the backup or the primary one can be from renewable energy with a backup from traditional sources. Going back to my other example, do we really talk about the highest CPU clock speed you should give me. Do we talk you should give me the most power efficient CPU? We don't. Do we talk that you should give me the most power efficient disk drives? We don't. And on that note, I'll hand over because now I am starting to get into the arena where Sanjay excels in, which is infrastructure.
No, that was a good one. In fact, that creates the baseline, that creates a foundation for any sustainability initiative. Let me focus on next 3 areas. Number 1, infrastructure. Number 2, data. And number 3, data governance. When we look at infrastructure, we have seen a lot of technologies that were there in compute domain, and those technologies are coming into the storage as well. So you have power supplies that are designed with titanium standard, which is the highest energy efficiency standard today globally. The CPU and fan speed control when system is idle is no longer confined to the compute arena. The data storage space is incorporating these technologies. And why? Because data is growing like anything. When we run any software, whether it's related to any application or storage, we recommend running it on container-based platform rather than a virtualization, because that also gives you a lot of energy efficiency. So from an infra perspective, these are some of the initiatives that are being taken by Hitachi Vantara. Now, next one is very important, data. Data is multiplying. We are in a digital era. Unstructured data is growing like anything. And many petabytes of data is a common thing today in the enterprises. What are we doing to reduce that data footprint? There are many technologies, many initiatives, and let me just try a couple of those which impact the most. One is adaptive data reduction. We are today ensuring any types of data that you have getting reduced up to 4:1 kind of ratio. 4:1 means your underlying infra that needs to be powered by the data center facility will also reduce. This is very, very interesting. All of you today are AI enabled. AI is nothing but LLM coming into the picture. And when an LLM comes into the picture, what you do, you train your LLM. And you train your LLM with massive amount of data, all right? Now, if you have a new function, similar function in the organization, do you want to go for a new LLM? Do you want to completely train the new LLM? If yes, it's going to compromise, and you may not be able to achieve your sustainability goals because data is huge. The data that gets used by LLM to process, to train LLM is very high. Our recommendation is don't blindly jump to LLM training for every new functions that you have. There are LLM fine-tuning that can happen at fraction of the data cost and without compromising on sustainability goals. One of the things that comes into picture is, can we delay the waste management that happens when we retire a product? Can we increase the life of the product and while I have the data? So for example, what are the things that leads to compromise on sustainability? Number one, when you buy a new storage and then move your entire data from old to new, that data migration, that activity that reads every bit of data needs to go to the new system. Huge power consumption and compromise on sustainability. We can retain the entire data media, and just replace the controller with data in place, and that will give you huge advantage in terms of sustainability, prolong the life of the product, and then you can have a lot of, or you can meet your sustainability goals earlier. Next is data governance. If you don't govern the data properly, if you don't manage it properly, if you don't avoid unnecessary data coming into the picture, your data footprint is likely to grow. It's going to consume power day and night, and again, it'll be a compromise on sustainability goals. So many initiatives are there, like derived data, secondary data, aggregated data should not be used today, should not be stored. Today, technologies are there to generate the derived data on the fly. Similarly, number of backup copies, your retention policies, number of overall business application data copies, all of these things have to be looked into to see how we can minimize that. Another area for people who are building data warehouse and data lakes, and today when we talk about data lakes, every day 5 to 10 terabytes of data coming into data lake is not uncommon. If you have to do the processing of that amount of data every day, it's going to consume huge amount of power. There's a concept like data refinery coming into the picture so that you can do a selective processing, fraction of that, and run the business in real time. So some of these initiatives are happening within our organization. and these are going into the products to make our products ready, best products in the market. Just to share, when it comes to energy star rating, which is the rating that people look at when it comes to sustainability, the topmost product is from Hitachi Vantara. If you look at top product, top 4 products, top 3 products are from Hitachi Vantara, because all of these technologies, best practices have gone into it. And as Kapil said earlier, it gets produced in Japan, which by default, starts with 38% less, 38% less from an energy efficiency perspective. It's like you're playing a T20 game and first over you score 30, 40 runs, right? Then there are many things. Carbon footprint for the products. Today we are all in linear economy. We are moving towards circular economy when it comes to sustainability. We are looking at that, and all our products are certified from a CFP perspective to ensure that during the entire life cycle, you are sustainable. So these are some of the initiatives. These are some of the products that we have. We can have a detailed discussion. We'll be here around. So back to you, Prateek, to summarize.
Yeah, so it seems like we could sustain through the 15 minutes comfortably. I have a temptation of carrying this further, but being a member of the IT committee, I have a moral responsibility to help this chamber be on time. So hence, I would like to thank both Kapil and Sanjay for flying down for this session today. Thanks on behalf of the chamber to be here. We are all here in the evening as well to carry on the conversation. So Sambit, hope I could satisfy you.
Thank you. Although it's not the right time to say this, especially given what has happened a week back, but we all have heard this, samay pe rehna anivarya hai. So that's job well done, sir. Thank you so much. Can I request once again, Kallan sir once again to come up, please, and kindly do the honors. Okay, I quickly announce the next session for the day. This is a session on smart building systems and inclusive sustainability, designing equitable, accessible green workspaces. This is a 10-minute session presented by WTC NDITA. Once this photo session is done, I would request the speakers to come.